Hello and welcome to GTO Coach and Go. I'm Jim Dellerman with Group Travel Odyssey. I want to thank you for joining us again today. And before we get started on our exciting topic for the day, I do want to remind you, if you are just joining us and have not done this before, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit subscribe down below so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, if you ring the bell, you'll be notified anytime we have new content on our channel. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn at Group Travel Odyssey, and make sure to like our Group Travel Odyssey Facebook page as well. We've got a lot of great stuff going on in social media, a lot of great videos on our YouTube channel as well, so make sure you do that. Well, today our topic is something that we've had a lot of people ask for, and we're finally at the point where we're ready for this. We're ready to give this to you. We're going to be talking about supplier inventory. Now, I know a little bit about this, but there is somebody who knows much, much more about it. So let's bring on our lead engineer, Christina Luth. Christina, hello.
Hello. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Excellent. So we're going to be talking about supplier inventory and how to handle inventory on products and things like that, correct?
Absolutely, yes. So we're
This is
talking today
exciting.
about, yes, so those are those times where, the example that we're kind of going to use throughout today is if you have tickets to something, maybe you bought 1,000 tickets and you're going to use them across your trips for the whole season. And you want to just keep track of how many you have left and who's going to use those tickets out.
That's fantastic. That's
All
fantastic.
right. So let's go ahead and move right in, shall we?
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so we're going to start on our home page. So what you'll see is you're going to have a new button here in your top screen. Some of your home pages you've customized depending upon what you have asked us to do, which, by the way, you can do that. If you want to customize your home page, that is something that you can do. So your buttons to add things might look a little bit different than mine here, but you will have one that is added called New Inventory. So we'll click that button. And then what you're first going to do is select a supplier. So I'm just going to pick Awesome Attraction. And then you're going to pick a product. So you will see a list of products here. Most of them will look something like this, maybe admission, guided tour. You might have something that looks a little bit different, but you'll see a generic about what type of product you are adding. So mine is going to be admission. Date purchased, I'm just going to put today. Price, expiration date. So this is going to be depending upon what you want it to be. So sometimes we know those tickets that you've bought or whatever this item is that you have purchased that you're using for inventory, it might have an expiration as far as what this ticket is allowed from the supplier themselves, or maybe you just only want to charge this price up to a certain date. So whatever that means that you want to do, you can change that here. So I'm just going to say it's valid for 1 year. Quantity, this is going to be the full amount that you have purchased for your inventory. So I'm going to say that I purchased 500 items, and then your total purchase cost. So this would be, let's say you have your invoice in front of you. So your quantity is the number you'd fully purchased. Your total purchase cost would be the total from that invoice. So discounts, tax included, that total purchase cost. So let's just go ahead and say that it was, let's see, what would I be at? $25,000. So this was something that costs $50 per item. Actually, we're just going to go ahead and make it a little bit less. We'll make it $20 per item. Nice lower number. So this calculated per item cost, as you can see, is basically going to take your total purchase and divide that out by your quantity. So this is with whatever that total was, what we have calculated out as your per item cost. So that's the cost to you. However, you can charge what you want to the client. So let's say that I want to just charge $25 instead. That's what I can charge. If you don't fill that in it, or you just want it to be the same, you can put that number in. Then you will pick your currency that this amount would be in. So we're going to pick US dollars. Next, your price type. So if this price for the ticket is going to be student, youth, adult, senior, or both, go ahead and pick what you like here. I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is just student, youth. And then you can put it in item description. So I'm going to say ticket to the awesome museum. And then finally, you can go ahead and put a attachment in here, whether that's an invoice, a contract, or whatever you might want to store here, revolving around what this inventory item is. And then proposal language, since this will ultimately become a price in Supplier Manager, you can put proposal language on here. This is a price unique to your company. No one else is going to see it from any other members. So anything you want to put here of describing what this is, you can put in. Otherwise, you can also just leave blank and we'll put in some standard language for you. I'm just going to go ahead and copy my description. And then notes. Notes is just going to be anything you want to note about, anything you want to mark about this purchase. So then I'm going to go ahead and save and close. And once I save, this is going to then, like I had said, create a price specific to your company. So you can see right now I'm under Awesome Travel Company in Supplier Manager. So once that's created, you can then use it on your trips. Now, quick note about this. Each time you want to charge something different to your per person, to your client, excuse me, you will want to create a new inventory item. So again, if you do want to charge a different amount, you will want to have a separate inventory. So that's the same way that we do it with all other pricing in Supplier Manager. If something is going to cost a different amount, you will want to have a different amount here. All right, so then let's move over to my next tab. This is a test trip that I pulled up under Awesome Travel Company. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a product that is for that price I just created. And add a trip product. So I'm just going to go ahead and add one here. So awesome attraction. All right, and then we should see this one right here. You can see it says inventory item, ticket to the Awesome Museum, $25. So that is that one that we just created. You will see, just because I did this for Coach and Go, another one listed under here for $12. I will come back to that later on in my demo here, but we're going to use a $25 one. So what it's going to warn you about is that we have selected an inventoried item, and now it wants you to confirm the number used in the inventory section. So this is a new section here called inventory, and it's going to let you know how many you have remaining. So if you have nothing here in this number, then it's going to ask you to please fill in a quantity to remove. So you can see here, I haven't used any yet, so my available is still at 500. That is my for sure what's available after confirmed. So we'll go through that in Trip Manager to show you how ultimately things are confirmed as removed. But right now, when you have proposals, we know that sometimes people decide to cancel, maybe they go somewhere else. So that's available less tentative. So if something has not been confirmed yet, that's going to be a separate number because we want you to realize, hey, you have promised that price to another group, so you might have less than this amount here, so just be aware. So let's just say I put in here, my number to remove was 501. You will then get this message that says, caution, you don't have enough inventory. Go make sure that you have enough. So at that point, you could then go and check out that inventory item and see what was going on. You can look and see at the use to see if something that you should have enough, or maybe you just don't have enough and need to buy more. Otherwise, for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put 50, and you can see you may proceed. There's enough inventory available. So at that point, you can continue to do what you would like to create this trip product. I'm just going to go ahead and skip those for now and click save. All right, cancel out of here. All right, and then you will see it has been added here. My awesome attraction for the $25 has been added to this trip. And then if I go back to my inventory here, I'm going to refresh my screen. You will now see an adjustment has been added for removal. So you can see that this does list out that the trip name, GTO testing account, and you can even click this button to go to the trip product, and it shows tentative as 50 removed that I just created. So that is where you're going to be able to keep track. So if you do have somebody who is keeping track of inventory that's different from the people who are putting proposals together, this is a great way for you, the person tracking inventory, to see who's all using it. You can see which trips are using that inventory. And again, now that I have saved that tentative use, you can see my tentative is 450 where my available is 500, because this is still tentative until it's confirmed. Now let's go ahead and add an adjustment. Let's say I bought some more of these tickets at the same exact price. So I'm going to go ahead and add an inventory use, and we'll call it type addition. So all you have to do here is list the quantity that you have added. So we'll just put 100, and then we'll want to do that. We'll be 2,000 was our purchase price. That per item cost should be the same here. And save and close. So now you can see we have an addition of 100 added. You can see our available has gone up to 600 and available tentative to 550. So again, we're still going to charge that $25 per person for this amount, but that is allowing you to kind of adjust that inventory as long as your price that you're charging your client is not going to be different. All right, so now for the final part of this is in Trip Manager. So in Trip Manager, this is where ultimately you are going to confirm the removal. So a little bit ago, I said I would come back to this later in the demo as I had already created something for Coach and Go. And that was this awesome attraction admission that was $12. So now I had added that admission to my proposal in Sales Manager. Ultimately, that proposal went into commitment and over to Trip Manager. Now I have requested the booking because technically it's inventory. It's already requested to myself as the owner of those tickets. But now I need to confirm the booking. So we're going to push confirm booking. And then this part is the same as we've shown on other Coach and Go, where you're going to go ahead and go through the prompts to confirm your booking. So there's some other things here as well. So confirming our scheduled dates. Now we have confirming your booked passenger numbers. So with inventory, this is going to matter quite a bit as you want to for sure look at your numbers that you have listed. So just because of this, we're going to say no. Our booked passenger numbers are not the same. So I had put in here that I don't want to include the driver and I don't want to include the tour director. So I'm going to say, I want to let the tour director come on this. My number of students, I'm going to keep the same. But let's say I added some parents. I added 5 more adults than I had originally. And then we'll say that the rest of these are the same, except my booked number of tour director is 1. Now the rest of these are the same prompts as you would normally see on a product. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through these quickly. Just going to say that the price has remained the same. Sorry. The taxes, there are no taxes. Those are the same. And then finally, we have this warning here. So this is the new checkbox you will see when using an inventory price. It's telling you caution, it's an inventory item. Please check here to confirm the removal. If you do not check here, it will not confirm the removal. So this is very important. Make sure that if you are ready to confirm these numbers, you check this box. If you are not ready to confirm it, you can go ahead and uncheck it, but we would recommend you just go ahead in this confirm stage, check this box and get those in there to the final count. Then go ahead and save and return. And we'll let this load for a moment. And then we're going to go to the other inventory item to show that it has been confirmed. And here we go. So you can see right here, this is the item that I had originally put on tentative. You can see it was marked down to 0. And now my final count is 56. So I had added those 5 adults and a tour director. So where it was once 50, now it's 56. And you can see my available count has now been adjusted accordingly. And there we go.
We have a question here.
Absolutely.
So it's taking your inventory numbers down on a tentative booking. So if everything remains tentative, does it let you keep booking it or does it stop it when it reaches 0?
So if you get to the point where you don't have enough, you would have that warning on the trip product.
Okay.
So that was that warning where in big red letters, it's telling you caution, there is not enough here. So in addition to that, it's showing you how many are left. So at that point, you would then have to see if you have more inventory from whoever's managing that, possibly buy more. So it will not prevent you from doing anything, but we would highly recommend you not put that in there until you look at your inventory and adjust.
Excellent. So it will commit those tickets to a tentative booking,
right,
and still give you that notification that there's not enough left for you to book another group. So that's good. That's good. So yeah, I think people wondered if they were actually still able to book it, even though it wasn't confirmed yet. So it's just, as soon as it's tentative, it takes those tickets and kind of ties them up. So good.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
That's it so far.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's our inventory system. So just a quick note about that as well. So this is something that is brand new, and we have to activate for all of you, our members, so that it is a process to activate this option for you. So just be aware that by Friday, this Friday, July 14th, by the morning that you come in, you'll be able to access this inventory. So some of you might get it a little earlier depending upon where you are in our queue, but that is what we will have for our members. You'll be able to access it at that point.
Excellent. That is excellent. So, in the meantime, if you do have questions, you know how to get in touch with us. And once this is up and live on Friday, if you do have any questions on it, again, you can contact our help desk, help@gtonetwork.com, and put help in the subject line for that. And we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. And any other questions and stuff that you may have, of course, reach out to us and let us know. So again, that is Supplier Inventory. Christina, that is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, like you were saying, we've had a lot of people asking about how to manage inventory of certain products that they buy in bulk ahead of time. Mm-hmm. This gives them the opportunity in GTO to do so. So thank you for sharing that. Thanks for building it into the system and stuff as well. So
my pleasure.
Just a reminder that GTO Coach and Go happens every other Tuesday at 2:00 Eastern time. So join us on every other Tuesday at 2 p.m. and you can learn more about our system and get pointers and updates and new functionality from within the system. Also, if you go to our YouTube page, if you go to any of our social media, you will be able to see these episodes live, but also on YouTube, you can go into the archives and see all of the GTO Coach and Go. You can also see Destination Dispatch and other videos and stuff that we have in there as well. So again, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for that. This Thursday, we have a Destination Dispatch. We're going to be going to Manchester, England, Christina. That's exciting.
All right.
I mean, I wish we were really going. We're virtually going to Manchester, England. You will notice that it is at a special time. We're going to be going at 10 a.m. So learn more about what makes Manchester, England so fantastic for group travel on Thursday, July 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You can join us live here on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, so make sure to join us for those as well. Thank you all for joining us today. Christina, again, thanks for bringing this wonderful information to us so that way people can start, as of Friday, they can start keeping track of inventory and things like that. So we do appreciate that. And to everybody else out there, thanks so much. Have a fantastic time. And again, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of GTO Coach and Go. We invite you to stay connected with Group Travel Odyssey on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and be sure to check out more of our media, including Destination Dispatch and the Destinations Beyond Expectations podcast. Please visit our website, grouptravelodyssey.com, where you can learn more about GTO and request a demo. Group Travel Odyssey, business without boundaries.